We are a go.
Okay, right, we're going to get started with our maths lesson, so I'll quickly just tell you what each table is doing and then you will know. So this group's working with Mrs. Hussein straight away. This group here are going to start straight into your books on the green flip chart there. Alice, if you need to move the flip chart, you can. So the one that's on the board. This group here, you're going to start straight away with missing number problems into your books. I'd like you to check when you've done 2 questions that the answers are right using the honesty sheet. Okay, and you should lay it out like this. And you know that because you've done that lots before. Okay, and then this group here, maths whiz, how many gems do I need you to get? 3. So you're aiming for 3 gems this lesson. Okay, and then Emerson, Yasser, I'd like to get your whiteboard and pens out and I'm going to work with you straight away. Then I will be round. So I probably didn't say, green group here, when you've done 2 questions, can you check your answers on the honesty sheet? I'll be with you probably in about 5 or 10 minutes, but keep going as long as you're doing well with the honesty sheet and checking your answers. That's perfect. Okay. Today's date, title multiplication, and then you can get started. Right. Turn your whiteboard and pens round. Turn your chairs round. And have a little look here. So, we've been doing this quite a bit before. Okay, so we've got 493 times 3, and one method that you have used before is this grid method to do it. Okay, so how many hundreds have we got here? 4. So that would go in my hundreds column, wouldn't it? Yeah. So what's that value of that number? 10. So we've got 9 tens and then 3 ones. Okay, multiplying by 3. Okay. 400. Do you know what that is? What can you use? Well done. So we pop that in there, don't we? 1,200. Then we're going to do 90 times 3. Yasser, can you do that one? Well done, 217. I like that you're using your 9 times table to help you, aren't you? Yeah. And then this one is, well done, on it. Then what we have to do is to add up all of those totals. Is this coming back to you? You remembering it? So we've done it in your head already. Amazing. So total 1,479. If you can't do it in your head, what could you have done? Like a column method of addition, like this.
Each value, each digit, please.
24 goes under the 10, like under 430.
So tell me where the 2 goes. Why?
Because they're both in the like 10s.
Their value, they're both 10s. Billy, where does the 4 go?
Underneath.
We need to start always with that end, which is called the
Same digit.
Okay, so now.
what value is it? The ones end, yeah? Perfect. Right. On your whiteboard then, can you just have a little go at using this
Why 2?
To put your like remainders like.
And also I'm multiplying by how many digits? 2 digits. So I need to make sure that I've got my lines. What am I using?
A ruler.
Thank you. Okay, right, so I have my multiplication. It's all ready to go. Where do I start? Jarina. 8 times 4. So my first thing I'm doing is I'm multiplying 438 by 4. So that's my first.
Okay, well at least you know what you've done wrong. So do you know how to correct it? Okay, you can do that then. Brooklyn, have a quick look.
I'm going to do the next line.
Okay, well done. Right. Good job, well done everybody.
438 by 4. What about this? What's this number?
How are you getting on?
Is it 2? Is that 2? Billy? 20 is 20. So I'm going to do 438 times by 20. Okay.
One's up.
Let's have a look. So we're now going to do our fourth exercise.
Okay. We're all very settled and on task. Well done.
That's
good.
2. And what do I do with the 3? I carry the 3 over. What do I do next, Toyab?
You do 4 times 3, which is 12, and then add the 3 to the 12,
So I have to
which
make.
is 15.
Okay, so I'm going to put my 5 and I'm going to carry the 1. Okay, I'm going to carry on. 4 times 4 is 16. And then I'm going to
as well.
Okay, now I'm multiplying.
Emerson, which question are you doing? The second one, are you? That's okay. Right, you've done that one, so actually you can get started on this in your book. Okay. You can do it on the sheet, yeah. Probably only for the first little bit of the lesson, so probably for 10 minutes, and then I'm going to come back and see how you're doing. If you're done by the time I come back, here's the answers that you can check them with. Okay. Let's have a look. 3 times 1,000, 3,000. 3 times 700, 2,100. 3 times 5, 15, and then you've added them all up. Perfect. Well done. Good job. So you're going to do the same as Yasser. Get started in your book there. Yeah. You were speedy.
Done that, I'm going to cross that out. Then I'm going to do 2 times 4, 8. So I've now worked that out. What do I need to do now? Toya.
Then add 1,752 and 8,760. You need to break it down into small pieces.
Right, okay, so let's go ahead and do that. 2 add 0 is 2. 5 add 1. I'm going to put 1 there.
14.
And 10,000.
So do you know your 5s? So could you use that to help you?
I'm going to ask
Yep.
you now to do.
Have you done the first 2? Okay. That looks good.
And 34 times.
Got my pink pen down somewhere. There it is.
Have a go.
Just have a little look.
Exactly how we just looked at it. You want to set it up and making sure that the values are under the correct places.
I'm done.
1,114. Wow. Okay, just bear with us. Where's the comma?
My apologies.
Brilliant.
Okay. Okay. These 2 tables here, doing amazingly. I'm going to do something else with you in probably a few more minutes, but keep going with what you're on. Keep checking. It's going to help Rayan a little bit. Right, can I just do this one with you? This is a great, perfect example. Grab your whiteboard and pen. Just going to get my whiteboard pen.
Now, I'd like you to carry on with your 3 by 2 into your books. You've got your date and your title. So, if you do B, C and D into your books, once you've done that, check your answers. But I've got the honesty sheet here, and I will be back by the time you've done about 3. Okay?
B, C, D. Yeah.
Okay, how are we doing?
Okay, so Rayan, talk me through what you did first. Yeah. Okay, and we put our 2 in the 10s, 1 in the 1s. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so your top line looks correct to me. Is that what you got in your book? Okay, so then we've got to put our placeholder, haven't we, on the next line. Okay, then keep going for me. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Okay, that looks good as well. Maybe it's just in your adding up then. So then let's add that up. Probably, maybe it just means you've not left yourself enough space. You might have got a bit mixed up with your numbers. You add those up, I'll add these up. Yeah, perfect. So that is, and then it's just there where it went wrong. So I think how it has gone wrong is this one. So that's a 7 and that was a 9 when we've done it again. Okay, so just be careful with probably where you're putting the numbers in the columns. Yeah. So make sure give yourself enough space. This is looking better. And here, I see what you've not done is you've forgotten to add them totally. Let's just check, is that correct? I think it's 7. Is that right? Perfect, that one's good then. Okay, so this is looking better, laying it out like that. Right, you've done 4. Come on, getting on. Okay, you need to check, let's just check then that we're on the right lines before we go any further.
Right, because, yes, absolutely right. So, just correct that. Brilliant. Just coming back 1 second, just going to quickly check on. Okay, good. You've checked your first 2 and then good, that looks really good. I'm going to leave you your lots sheet here so you can carry on checking. Okay, Billy, how can I help you?
I'm finished.
Okay, so did you check?
You've not done too many yet, right. Okay, this group here, Ryan, just do a couple more for me. Do one more, okay, then you're going to listen in. Yeah, finish your question and then I am going to move on with you. So finish the question you're on, double check it, and then I think we'll move on to something else because that's a recap from last lesson. I will be back with you in a minute.
Has completed it. Yes, I've just checked in with them. Mohammed's just had, but he's rechecked his and he's managed to fix that. Right, once you've done that, you check your honesty and then and if we've got them all correct, then we'll move on.
Are we finishing the rest?
I just want you to do 3, and if you've got all 3 correct, just wait for me then.
Okay.
For the second line. Which one is it? Oh. 4, 4.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you.
Because you've written the question down wrong, it's times 18. So it is the right answer, but you've written the wrong question. Okay, so you've got it all, it's right, but the question doesn't match. Okay. Yes, and everything. Just check your ones you've done now. Use a coloured crayon. Get a white ribbon and pen out then. Ryan, have you done that next question? Is it good? Have you checked it? Can you check it? Yeah, check it.
In your books.
What number is it, Ryan?
Just one is correct. Okay. Let's have a look. So the rest of you, we're going to do number 6. This is 4, 5, 2, and I'm just going to finish.
Perfect. Okay, all of us with a whiteboard and pen then. Thank you. Anna is ready. Okay. Right, we're going to go on to some missing number problems, still with 4 by 2 numbers, so make sure you can all see this way. If you haven't quite checked them all now, don't worry. So, Brooklyn, get your eyes this way and then I know you're ready. Perfect, thank you very much. Right, looking at a question like this then, first thing I want you to do is think about, in your own head, what are you thinking when you see a question like that? We're going to practice our think, pair, share. Okay? So all of you have a think. I don't want to know what the answer is. I want you to think through what you're thinking about the question, like how you're going to approach the question. Can you see it right there? Okay? So have a quick think, 10 seconds to have a little think. Now, the person on the left of your partner, so this side, like Lily, you're number one, you're going to share for just 10-20 seconds to Tallulah what you think, and everyone else is going to say, so Tayab, Hashim, share what are you thinking about the question? Anna, you're sharing? I don't want to know what the answer is. I want to know what you're thinking.
3 times 0 is?
0.
0. Add the 1.
No.
So it's 1. 6. Okay, what do I do now? So let's just check it against your 1. So, okay, so I think that's where we did it. Boys, have you got on with the 4 by 2? And you've completed it? Okay, I will just come with you, just bear with me. Right, what do I do?
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Right, what are you thinking? I'm just going to ask somebody to share. So Taya, what are you thinking?
Yes.
This one? Okay, because we need to make sure this number here multiplies with that number there. What does anybody else think? So Tayab's thinking to find that one out first. Okay. Do you need that number first to find that one out? What are you thinking, Lily?
And I'll come back and check on you. Okay, so all I want you to do is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Check with your honesty sheets. And then, in fact, after you've done about 3, check your answers. And if you've got those correct, then we're going to move on to reasoning. Okay. So, you know, once you've done that, I will come back and check your one before you go on.
Oh, I'm glad you're thinking that we've got to find the missing numbers. Some of you think that we've got to find this one first. Some of you disagree. Now, I would also say, and I like that someone was thinking that they've got to start here, because that's where we start with these kind of problems, isn't it? We always start with the ones column multiplied by the ones number. Okay. Now, Lily's jumped and said, actually, she thinks it must be 18. What clues did she have to mean that must be 18? So, well, there's big clues, isn't there? Tallulah. So 6 times 3 is 18. Now, this is not a trick question. They've tricked you a little bit, because actually, when we know that it's 18, what do we have to do with the 10? We've got to carry it and regroup it, so that would be here. So that means we've got to be quite careful then with the number that would go into that box. That's going to multiply by 6. Because whatever the answer is, what am I thinking now? Got to be able to... Whatever answer I get from this number multiplied by 6, I've also got to be able to add the 10 that's there. So that's what I'm thinking. Anna? Oh, Okay, so I like your thinking. You're thinking, what number multiplied by 6 ends in a 4? Okay, so what number multiplied by 6 ends in a 4? And you first said 24 is what the multiple of 6 that ends in a 4. So that would be, what number would go in there? A 4. Now I'm just going to pop that here a second to think about, because that would work. 4 times 6, 24, add the 1, 25. Okay. Then we need to check though. 5 times 6 would be 30. Why is there 5 there? Ooh. That's not going to work, is it? So before we commit to that box, we need to keep working through the problem. So can you think of another? I'm now thinking, okay, I like the idea of a multiple of 6 that ended in a 4. Is there any more multiples of 6 that end in a 4? If you think you know, write it on your whiteboard. So in the 6 times table, what number ends in a 4? Have a look, think again, Tula. Does that end in a 4 when you get the answer?
So we have to make it 12 because I've only got 2.
Harsh and Ryan, what are you thinking? So keep going through your 6s. 6, 12, 18, 24 we know didn't work. 30, 36. We're looking for a number that has 1, that's a 4 in the ones column. So that ends in a 4.
8 times 4 is 12, 2 there, 1 there.
I think we might have got it. We're going 9 times 6. What is 9 times 6, Ryan? Does that work? It might. So, should we commit the number or should we check? Check, because we've learned that we need to check. So then if it's 9 times 6, we're having a go at a 9 going in that box, aren't we? Okay, so I'm just going to write it in small just so remember what it is. Now, 9 times 6, 54. Add the 1 would make 55. So we'd put the 5 up here, wouldn't we? Okay. Then 500 times 6 would be 3,000. So that would be coming to here. And we add the 5. That would make 35. So, does that work? Seems like it's good, doesn't it? 35. Keep going across though. 9,000 times 6 is, if you add the 3, that worked then, didn't it? Okay, so we're going to commit the 9 to here. Perfect. See, hopefully starting to see the process. Right. Let's go for the next one then. So now we can find this number. We've put a placeholder in, so that's in there already for you. So now we're looking for 3 times something is 9. What do you think that could be? What could it be? Go on, Brooklyn. Could be 3. We'll semi-commit the 3, and then we're going to keep checking. So 9 times the 3 would be 27, and there's a 7 there. Okay, so that looks like that could work. We're going to still regroup every time, put those numbers in so that you can see where you're going with it. 500 times 3, 15, plus the 2. Oh, that works, doesn't it? So I think it's right. We'll do a final check. 9,000 times 3, 27, add the 1, 28. Okay, so we agree, I think that's correct. Yeah? Then you would add up to find the final answer. Right, I'm just going to give you, when you do this in your books in a minute or so, you're going to make sure that the colour is around the missing number. Before you commit one to your book, so can you do one on a whiteboard? And I'm just going to go over to that other group then while you're doing that. So, I've got the answers, you've got the actual questions. here. I'll tell you what then, you've got the questions. Can you do number 2 on your whiteboard? Okay, and if I'm not back by the time you've done it, there's an answer sheet in the basket as well for that. Okay, so check it, but I should be back. So question 2 is, I don't know. Oh, can you do one between 2? I think that was the idea. And then this table can have the other ones. There we go. Okay. You done? Oh, brilliant. Right. Get that stuck into your book. And then, Mrs. Hussein, I haven't quite got to this group yet. Are you really busy? I want to give them the next input. Are you free? Okay. Right, Yasser, what I'd like you to do then while you wait for Mrs. Hussein or me to come back is, could you have a go at this number? Can you do it using this method? Do it on your whiteboard. And if you've done that, you can do on your whiteboard. Okay? Right.
Add the 2, 56. 6 here, 5 there. 9 times 5. Have you completed? Carry on. Carry on for a few more.
45
Plus 5.
50.
Okay. So we've got that.
So can you, if you're in the middle of a question you want to finish it, just finish that off and then grab a whiteboard and a pen. Here's the answers to double check your missing number problems. Okay. Missing number problem answers to double check. If they're right, you can do them into your book. Okay. And if they're not right, maybe have a little look with the person next to you, see if you can work it out. Okay, you ready for me? Bro, Bassett, Ali, you ready for me? Maybe you two, can you just wait and finish that off for me in a minute? Okay. Right, we're going to do a little bit of a thinking question to start with. So you can see this picture's the same as the one that I've put on your tables. So, ready? Okay, thank you. So, what do you notice, what do you wonder about this image? And we're going to do think, pair, share. So you'll have to be a little 3, okay? So first have a think. What are you noticing? What are you thinking about this? Maths, try mathsy, but up to you what you're thinking. Okay? No, I don't want you to shout out, okay? Now, I want Ali to share with Bassett and then Mohammed to share with you two. Just for 10 seconds, what are you wondering or thinking about? And then we'll switch. Okay, go. Are you okay? Done it? And is it correct? Perfect, get the menu book then. Pardon? Yes. Yeah, you don't really get it.
Brilliant. And next one. 6 times 6. So 6 times 5 is 30, but I need to add another 6, so it's brilliant. And what do I do now with those numbers? Add them up. So make a column addition there, and then use those. Okay. How are you, Yasser? Can I check yours? Okay, are you going over the ones that you've got incorrect? Okay.
Well, move yourself so you can see, then go and sit in the chair at the back and you can do some of those before she comes back. Okay, so I'd like you to do 2 of those.
Would you like me to move them on, or are they going on with...
Jess doing 24, 14.
Yeah. He's the one doing it, and Emerson just doing the ones that he's got incorrect. He's just on the last one.
Move them onto that then.
Okay.
And that's
Okay.
Okay,
Right.
stop. Sorry, left you thinking. Right.
So what I'd like you to
Ollie,
do...
what were you thinking? Don't want to know any answers.
Why we've gone wrong with it.
Speak up a little bit. So something to do with oranges. Okay. Mohammed, what were you thinking? Something to do with a shop that sells oranges. Bassett, what were you thinking? They sell drinks. Okay, did anybody have any? That's okay. What would you say if I said, what do you think about the amount of orange drinks in the box? So having a little think. What do you think about the amount of orange drinks? I'm wondering how you're going to work it out. Okay, Mohammed, what are you thinking about that? The amount of orange juice in the box? 16. Where are you getting that idea from? Okay, like it. Look on the left, you can see 4 bottles. Okay. And you're going to be... Good. Times it by how many are along here. Okay, we don't necessarily know how many are along there, or do we? What are you thinking?
I think it's 17.
The total?
Yeah.
The total number of bottles is 17. Okay, why might it not be 17? From what we know there's 4 here, you can see it. So why might it not be 17 in total? So 17 is a prime number, so therefore it's not a multiple of 4, and it must be a multiple of 4 because the box would be stacked up like 4, 4, 4, 4. Oh, it looks a bit like it, but assume it's a full box. So I'm going to tell you there's 8 along here. Okay, so can you think now how many bottles are in the box? Because you've already told me Mohammed's already told us how you're going to work that out. Alia? So there's 32 bottles in the box, okay? Right. Just going to make this a bit bigger. Okay. Now if I gave you these questions, we've answered already how many bottles in one box. How much does one box cost as a next question? What information are you going to need to know? And then what calculation are you going to need to do to find out how much one box costs? Talk to the person next to you very quickly. What's the matter? Okay, Mrs. Hussein probably told you to do something when you were finished, did she? Have you checked them? Okay, she'll be back. I think there's a reasoning problem on there which you're going to come on to next. So I will get Mrs. Hussein to come back to you in a second. Okay, what do you need to know? Zach. Okay, we need to know how much one bottle costs, and then what are you going to do with that information? Bassett. So one bottle, find out how much one bottle costs. We're going to multiply that by 32 because that's the total of all of the bottles. Okay, I'm going to tell you that one bottle costs £1.95, and in a minute you can work that out. Okay, how much orange juice is there altogether, liquid-wise? So to know how much liquid there is altogether, what other bit of information are you still missing? I don't want you to work it out yet. If I said to you, what amount of liquid is there altogether, what do you need to know? In fact, Javina, while you're waiting, can you do 2 of the green questions over there, please? Ruben, you should be getting on the laptop. Turn around, Toya. Alia. How many litres are in one bottle? Okay, well, I'm going to tell you then that there are 75 millilitres in one bottle. So what are you going to need to do with that information? To find out how much liquid there is in one box. That's it. Okay. Right, now I think you've probably got all the information you need to answer those questions. So, in your books, and I know you know how to do it because you've just taught that through, questions, little things, stick it in, last sort of 5-10 minutes of the lesson, 5 minutes. You're going to find the answers now with the facts that I've given you. Okay? Miss, are you able to leave them or not?
I'm going to go with
They
that.
are ready to move on to their
To my reasoning. No worries. Okay, have a go with that. And then I want you to do that one independent. Jess is going to have a go at that independent, and then he'll check it on the board.
Perfect, so they don't need any more.
They don't need any pop for a little while, so we're good to go. Right, guys. You guys seem to be getting all of these questions. Okay, yes. We're going to have to wait for about 5 minutes. Okay, right. Right, have a think of what we're going to use. What operation do you think we need, Toya?
Multiplication.
Why?
Because it says there's 19 children growing on a tree, and for one person it costs
£24.
We need to do 24 times.
Right, so I'm going to underline all the ones that, all the important information that tells me it's a multiplication. So on your sheets, if you underline that. So I know there's 19 children, each ticket costs £24. So I'm going to do 19 times 24. Okay, so if you work that out, you can do it in your books. Okay, because we can stick that sheet in, and we're going to have a. Once you've done that, have a go at the next one and tell me what you think it is. Which operation are we going to use? Do you want to do it on the next page, Toya? Stick it here because then you can show me your workings out by the side. Okay.
Perfect. 27. So 3 times 9. Does that work? Does it work all the way across? Something times 9 is 1. But it could have a regroup, couldn't it? So if there was a 1 here, for example, 1 times 9 would be 9, so that's not going to work. 2 times 9, 27, not going to work. So we need to think of something in the 9 times table that ends in a 1. 81. So that would be 9 times 9 is 81. Working so far. 5 times 9 is... Add 8.
Times
53. Doesn't work. Okay, so now we need to go back. Right.
times the multiplication. So we have to
2 times
have a go at that one.
27. Okay, go on then.
For the next one?
Yes.
39 times.
That's right, I'm wrong. Okay. Right. So is it a 9?
What is that?
Okay. I think we're ready to wrap up. You're good over there. Right, year 6. Well done. You've done really well this afternoon. So, can you make sure that your books are in a neat pile on their tables? The honesty sheets are back in the baskets if you've got them, and all your pencils and things are away. Okay, if you had something to glue in, that can be glued into your book as well.